Up next, I'm going to tell you my 3 favorite cheapie fragrances. And when I say cheapie, I just mean cheap in price, not cheap in smell or what I think is quality, especially one of the 3, which will be my number 1. What will it be? Find out next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, here from my home office. As you can see, I have not all, but a lot of my perfumes and fragrance oils. I actually have right now a lot of fragrance oils kind of right here. I have been working on some of my own creations and mixing different things like sandalwood and cardamom and petitgrain, black pepper, lavender. Got some interesting things I'm working on, just, for fun, for creativity, but who knows? May do something more with them. Trying to get one that I just really, really love. That's a whole different topic. All right, today's topic, my 3 favorite cheapies. So again, let me say this. When I say cheapie, all these are going to be under $30. So, that's what I consider a cheapie. If you can get something for $30 or less for, a good fragrance, something that is, good quality, that's unique, that's not typical, it smells like everything else, I think that's a good cheapie. So let's get right into this. I'm going to say coming in at number 3 is Halloween Man X. Halloween Man X. I've talked about this one in the past as one of my favorite coffee fragrances. This also has kind of like a bourbon accord in there, almost like a Jack Daniel's bourbon accord. But man, when you smell this, and actually let me pull out. Okay. This one, haven't actually worn this in a while. I got to put this on. I may actually wear this one today because it's been a couple months. Oh, it really is good. It's kind of fresh at the top. It's got some citrus. This is an eau de toilette, so typically on this one I'm going to get about 4 to 5 hours, but it's so cheap. This bottle's like around $30. I know sometimes it can be difficult to find. I'm not sure. Let me hear some comments below if people have been trying to find it, have had problems finding it. But this actually was a gift about a year ago. Yeah, a little over a year ago from Jeremy Fragrance when he was in Miami. And, we were hanging out and, he had just bought his new apartment in Miami and different things. And so, he had his whole collection there and he had a few extra bottles. So he gave me one of these. So it was a nice gift. And, it was also something that has become, again, one of my, 3 favorite cheapie fragrances. So Halloween Man, again, classic coffee fragrance. That is surprisingly good for the price. All right, next is, and I want to make sure that I tell you that I have the right one I'm thinking of because I have a few of these. Okay, yes, all right. So another EDT, all right, so typically EDT, eau de toilette, is going to be a little bit cheaper. Not always, but because it's not as highly as concentrated in the perfume oils. So it's not as concentrated as an eau de parfum or an EDP. And anyways, without further ado, number 2, my second favorite cheapie is Z14 from Halston. Z14. This one, it's as classic as it gets, especially here in the United States. I don't know in Europe and other parts of the world, but if you haven't seen the Halston documentary, I believe it's on HBO, Netflix or HBO, you got to watch it. It's really good. Ewan McGregor stars as Halston. I mean, epic performance. And Halston was a classic American designer, fashion designer in the basically 70s, early 80s was like his heyday, but the 70s especially, New York, that crazy time, just that wild, free, crazy 1970s New York. And he was iconic. And so he created a couple fragrances, Z14 to me being the one that has stood the test of time. This one, it's got that sexiness. It's like, I'm going to spray it on the other end of this strip here. It's a little naughty, a little dirty, a little musky, but also it's got some citrus at the top that keeps it a little bit light, so it's not too, I guess, too rich. But this is one, again, that Halston, one of the things that made it, I guess, really iconic were the bottles. And you can see the bottle, it's got like an indentation. And also you see how it tilts, so it kind of like turns. That was unique at the time. He had to fight for that. He had to fight for that because it made it much harder for his company, the parent company, to actually fill those bottles, because the standard machines that would put basically put the perfume oil into the bottles has to go straight down, right? Just kind of machine, assembly machine. And this one, they had to create something special because of the fact that the atomizer in the top of the bottle goes like that. So just again, I love art. I love something to make things different, unique. Halston Z14 is that as far as cheap fragrances go. Again, this is under $30. I don't know, $25, $30, by the way, for 100 mLs. The Halloween Man, the bottle I have, is a 50 ml bottle. So this is 100 mLs, and it just, when you wear it, some people may say it smells like kind of older man. I know some people associate it with, 70s old. I like vintage fragrances. I love vintage clothes. If you like that style, check out Halston Z14. That leaves me with my number one choice. And this one, to be honest with you, all my top three could have been from this house. You see me talk about it a lot, of course, and that is, from Therapia by Aroma, the actual artisanal independent perfumer, Irene, who is here in Miami. She's originally from France, from Paris, trained in Grasse, France, and she has a couple stores here in Miami, and that is my favorite right now is Chypre. This is, when you think of Chypre, some people think of, just very standard, I guess, classic French perfumery. But when I was talking to her about this, she really made this with a lot of different materials that the name almost, I told her actually personally that I think she should change the name of this, because I think the name Chypre is, somewhat boring, and some people may look at this and like, it's just a standard Chypre. This is not this one, and I actually put it on my skin earlier. I want to spray it again here. It is, it's effervescent. It's a little sweet. It's got those woody notes that are classic Chypre, okay? Like, like some oak moss, and I detect even maybe some like, I don't know if it's lemon or grapefruit, but it just jumps off the skin. This is a fragrance that it feels warm on the skin. It feels sensual. It's perfectly unisex, good for men or women. I wear this one now a lot. And by the way, these bottles, I think this is a 30 ml. I think it's $15. It could be $20, but 100 mLs are $25 or $30. So again, what I'll say is this is much different when it comes to Cheapies. This is artisanal, independent, handmade, okay? Handmade. Everything she makes in these bottles, she's actually kind of training me now, and I've learned so much from her, and everything is handmade. She puts everything in the bottles herself. This is truly artisanal, independent fragrance. This is not cheapy fragrance. She uses the best materials that she sources from her contacts from being in the industry for 30, 40 years from all over the world. So if you really appreciate perfumery and niche perfumery or artisanal perfumery, you have to try Therapia by Aroma. Again, this one, there's so many. I could have literally picked 20 of hers, but this is the one I'm really loving right now, so I picked this one as my number one. So there you have it, 3 great cheapy fragrances. I hope you try them out. Let me know some of your favorite cheapy fragrances in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching as always. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. Peace, love, and perfumes.